When we are young, we easily make hasty decisions, not thinking that those choices will stick with us for the rest of our lives. Only when we reach old age, looking back on the past, will we suddenly realize that there are things we have missed, opportunities that cannot be returned. And a question will always linger in our hearts: if I could live again, would I do anything differently? Those are regrets that anyone can encounter when they get old. So, are you ready to face those things? Marrying the wrong person. When you are young, it is easy to get caught up in the glamorous life, where your friends start to get into the groove and you feel pressured, like you have to keep up with the times to not be left behind. That marriage thing, sometimes it is not because of true love, but because everyone is doing it. I need a ring to show off to everyone. But my friend, this is not jewelry to sparkle. We are not puppets in this game, but the ones who control our own lives. And if you get married for reasons like, my friends are married, I have to be married too, or for a bit of fame or to satisfy my parents' demands, then I will say it straight, that is the wrong decision. Marriage is a long journey, not a short walk with friends to show off, then break up when you are no longer interested. When you get married for the wrong reasons, you will live with that person for the rest of your life, and no one wants to have regrets when looking back, having to live in a relationship without true love, only pressure, blame. The worst situation happens when you find out that you have married someone who is not your ideal partner. At that time, everything will no longer be a happy trip. Instead, it can lead to things like depression, physical abuse, infidelity, and bitterness. And if there are children, things are even worse when you have to face responsibilities and unfulfilled feelings. So, don't fall into the trap of the wrong reasons. Find out carefully, to make sure that the person you choose is the one you can stick with for the rest of your life. Marry for love and friendship. Marry someone you truly love and respect, someone you can lean on when things go wrong. That is the strongest foundation for a happy and lasting marriage. Opportunities you missed. Imagine that you are standing in front of a door. Not an ordinary door, but a large, bright door with light shining from within. This door is not like the doors you encounter in everyday life. It is special. It brings an opportunity that you can only encounter when you are young, when you are full of energy, desire, and dreams. But there is a truth that not everyone realizes: this door does not open forever. It only opens once, and if you do not enter, you will miss that opportunity. In the early years of life, youth is the best time for you to do what you want, pursue your passions, challenge yourself, and build a solid future. And throughout that journey, opportunities keep coming. Every time you touch a new door, it is a chance for you to change your life, to grow, to test your limits. We live in a world that is constantly changing, where everything is moving. And when you are young, it is the ideal time for you to build your career, learn, and take the first steps towards your dreams. But the problem is, many of us often miss these opportunities for the wrong reasons. Maybe you are afraid that the opportunity is too big, too difficult, too far beyond your current ability. You think you are not good enough, not talented enough, not experienced enough to deal with it. Or maybe you think that the opportunity will always be there, and you can try later. But the reality is different. That door will not be open forever, and if you do not step in when it opens, you will never have a second chance. Some people think that when they are young, they can ignore opportunities because they think that there is still time, that life has many other opportunities. But this is really not true. You cannot just sit and wait for the opportunity to come a second time. In fact, each opportunity only comes once, and if you do not act now, you will miss it. There is one thing that most people experience when faced with a big opportunity: fear. Fear of not knowing if they are capable of succeeding. Fear of not knowing if they will fail. Fear of thinking that they are not worthy of that opportunity. But the truth is, you will never know if you do not try. When you are young, you have a lot of energy, and the power to change your life. Youth is not just a time to enjoy the years, but it is a time to build a foundation for the future. If you don't dare to face opportunities when you are young, you will never be able to understand your full potential. Fear is sometimes a normal thing, but don't let it control you. Remember, every opportunity is a challenge for you to overcome, and if you don't dare to step up, you will forever stand still, never moving forward. Many people regret the most when looking back on their youth are the opportunities they missed. They think they have enough time to try again, but the reality is that is not always the case. The door of opportunity is not always open, and if you don't step in now, you may never have the same opportunity again. This is especially true for people who may have had the ability to change their lives, but did not take action. You cannot just sit back and wait for the perfect opportunity. Opportunities do not always come in the form you expect. It may not be an easy opportunity, but if you don't try, you'll never know if you can succeed. When you look back on your life in later years, you may feel regret for not taking advantage of the opportunities that life has brought you. And sometimes, regret is the most uncomfortable feeling. You will ask yourself, if only I had dared to try, if only I wasn't afraid of failure, if only I had walked through that door. There is no better time to start something new than when you are young. Youth is the time to experiment, learn, and fail. When you are young, you have enough time and energy to get up and continue after each fall. You can make mistakes and learn from them without too many major consequences. But when you are older, things are different. You have less time, less energy, and you may not have as many opportunities to start over. So, seize the opportunity while you still can. Don't wait until you are old and look back with regret. You can find happiness and success in the things you haven't tried, in the opportunities you haven't dared to take. Think about what you can do today, instead of thinking about what you missed in the past. Opportunities never wait for you. And if you don't act, you will only be left with unanswered questions and irreversible regrets. Don't let opportunities pass you by. Don't let your youth become years spent waiting for something. Wait for the perfect opportunity. Create your own opportunity and step into it with all your faith and courage. The bridges you burned. There is a great saying that goes, a relationship is a bridge, not a wall. We build bridges to connect, to share, to support each other. But sometimes, in life, because of our ambitions, we accidentally burn the bridges we have built. And as time goes by, you will realize that there is nothing more painful than looking back at the bridges that have been destroyed, the relationships that have been damaged and cannot be repaired. When we are young, many of us focus on making money, getting promoted and achieving success. This is a good thing, but in this race, many people ignore core values such as friendship, love, and connection. We can get caught up in material life, trying to get ahead at all costs without realizing that true success does not only come from money or status, but also from sincere relationships and mutual respect. When we are young, many people often find themselves struggling with external factors to achieve personal goals. Pressure from work, from family, from society, sometimes makes us forget that success does not only come from career or material wealth, but also from deep and valuable relationships. You may decide to use all means to advance, including sacrificing relationships with friends and family. You may use harsh words, or even take advantage of others to achieve your goals. You may ignore those who have helped you, or easily forget those who have been by your side in difficult times. But these actions will leave deep wounds in the hearts of others, and those wounds cannot be healed easily. Although you may think that you will not need these relationships in the future, that work, money, or success will compensate for everything, the reality is not like that. When you achieve success, when you have everything you want, you will realize one thing: you are lonely. You will find that there is no one around you who is truly trustworthy, no one with whom you can share joy or sorrow. You can have everything, but there will be no one to enjoy those achievements with you. This is a truth that not everyone realizes immediately. Success can bring you material things, but it cannot bring love, friendship, or empathy. And when you look back, you will see that you have burned many bridges in the past, and now, you cannot go back. The relationships you have missed, the people you have hurt, all of that will never come back. In the journey to success, sometimes you will miss the most important people in your life. You may miss your true friends because you think they cannot help you move forward, or because you are too busy with your personal plans. But later, when you achieve everything you want, you will realize that your close friends are no longer by your side. And when you look back, you will see that nothing is more important than true friendship, nothing is more precious than those who have always been by your side, helping you overcome all difficulties. The same goes for love. Maybe you have missed the person you truly love for personal reasons. You have let your career, money, or career control your emotions, ignoring your partner who needs you. But when you look back, you will see that the people you have missed will never come back. And then, you'll be left with loneliness. Regret is a feeling that no one wants to experience, but sadly, many people face it when it's too late. They realize that the relationships they burned, the bridges they broke, can't be repaired. The people they hurt won't come back, and the chances to fix things are gone. When you have everything you want, but lack love, friendship, and connection, you will feel your life is empty. You will realize that everything you have actually means nothing without people to share with, without sincere, loving relationships. And then, you will ask yourself, if only I hadn't burned those bridges, if only I had spent time taking care of the important people in my life. Life is not only about success or money, but also about the relationships we build and maintain. Don't let your personal ambitions make you forget the people who have accompanied you. Don't let your career, fame, or success destroy the precious relationships you have. The bridges you burn today may not be able to be repaired, but you can still start building new bridges today, with sincerity and compassion. Remember, true success is not what you have, it's what you build throughout your life, the relationships, the love, and the trust. So cherish the bridges you build today, so you don't regret them tomorrow. The child you rejected. When we are young, we often make hasty decisions without thinking about the long-term consequences. Sometimes, those decisions can affect a lifetime. One of the decisions that many men may regret throughout their lives is rejecting a child, a new life, out of fear, immaturity, or selfish reasons. Imagine, you are a young man, full of ambition and expectations for the future. You meet a woman, and one day, she tells you that she is pregnant with your child. At that time, you may feel overwhelmed, scared, and unprepared for this responsibility. The fear of changing your life, of what you will have to sacrifice, may cause you to do what you think is the right thing at the time, reject her and the baby. You run away, avoid the responsibility, and leave her to face all the difficulties alone. You think you can go on with your life without worrying about it, and that one day it will all fade away. However, this is just an illusion. As the years pass, you enter middle age, and at this time, you start to look back at your life. The dreams and ambitions are still there, but there seems to be a big void in your life. Especially when you think about the child you rejected. You will wonder, is that child grown up now? Can I be a father to that child? And can I take a chance to fix my mistakes? The reality is, you will not be able to go back to that time. The child you rejected is now grown up, maybe has a family of his own, a separate life. And you, no matter how hard you try, will not be able to be a father in that child's life. You will regret the years you missed, the opportunities to be a part of your child's life. You have no right to the child, and this will become a dull pain in your heart. When you reach 50, when your career and life plans have reached a certain stage, you will realize that, in addition to the successes you have achieved, there are also great shortcomings in your life. And what makes you most regretful is the child you rejected. You will not be able to go back and start over. The years that have passed will never come back. You will ask yourself, if I had decided to be a father, if I had taken responsibility, would my life and that child's life have been different? Would I have been able to share joys and sorrows with my child, even though I cannot change the past? Responsibility is not just a word, but one of the most important factors in building a meaningful life. When you refuse responsibility, you not only miss out on the opportunity to be a father, but you also miss out on the opportunity to show honesty, maturity, and love to a small living being. There is nothing more precious in life than accepting responsibility and facing the consequences of your decisions. When you become a father, you not only gain a child, but you gain a companion in life, someone with whom you can share your dreams, hopes, and worries. Life always gives us a chance to correct mistakes, but there are things that cannot be undone. A child, a life that you refuse, may never have the chance to be a part of your life again. Therefore, if you are at a point in your life where you have not realized the importance of responsibility, then think again. If you have the chance, step up and take responsibility, because it is the only thing that can bring you happiness and peace throughout your life. No one is perfect, and we all make mistakes. However, remember that taking responsibility is not just an obligation, but also an opportunity for you to become the man you always wanted to be. And once you do, you will never regret what you missed out on. The marriage you ruined. When you are young, your marriage may start out beautifully, like a fairy tale. You marry the person you love, the person you trust and share your dreams with. The first months of your married life are filled with happiness, joy, and sweetness. But then, as time goes by, challenges begin to appear, and life is not always as rosy as you imagined. In moments of weakness, temptations may appear, and infidelity may turn out to be a wrong choice that you will regret for the rest of your life. Married life is not always easy. But when you start to feel that everything is going too easy, a feeling of boredom, a thirst for novelty may drive you away from your spouse. While your marriage is still in its beautiful phase, you begin to be drawn to outside temptations. You feel like you want more experiences, new relationships, new emotions, and you think that these pleasures will not harm your marriage. With the lure of money, fame, or extramarital affairs, you gradually become unfaithful. You begin to ignore your partner's feelings, the sacrifices they have made for you, and their pleas for you to stop. The temporary satisfaction from extramarital affairs becomes so strong that you forget that you are destroying what you have built. When you start having an affair, your family life also begins to become more difficult. Your children, although they do not fully understand, feel the change in the family atmosphere. They begin to feel insecure, anxious, and distressed when witnessing the tension and conflict in your relationship with your partner. You don't realize that every time you cheat, every time you betray your spouse, you not only hurt yourself but also hurt the people you love the most. Children, whether young or old, will always feel the breakdown in the family. They will wonder why their parents can't love and cherish each other. And when your marriage collapses, these children will be the ones who suffer the greatest consequences. The mental wounds you cause them will affect the way they perceive love, family, and future relationships. Over time, when you gradually realize your mistakes, you will begin to feel deep regret. The temporary joys from extramarital relationships cannot compare to what you have lost. You will realize that you have destroyed the good marriage you once built, just because of temporary passions, temptations that have no lasting value. As you get older, you will look back and feel the pain of not appreciating the true value of love, loyalty, and responsibility. You will understand more clearly the damage you have done to your spouse and children. You have not only hurt the people you love most, but also disrupted your own life. Once a marriage has collapsed and the children have suffered, there is no way to restore what has been lost. The emotional and trust losses cannot be easily filled. Even if you can find love again later, you cannot replace what has been destroyed. And the most painful thing is, you cannot undo the years that have passed. You cannot go back and start over with your spouse. You cannot give your children a complete family, and you cannot regain the trust that you have lost. Married life is a long journey, with many challenges and temptations. However, loyalty and responsibility are indispensable factors in a long-term and sustainable relationship. If you do not cherish and protect what you have, you will have to face consequences that cannot be changed. Remember, happiness in marriage does not come from temporary pleasures or extramarital relationships. It comes from the love, loyalty, and responsibility you have for your spouse and family. Once you hurt your spouse, you not only lose a friend, but also lose warmth, trust, and a happy family. So, if you are in a relationship, cherish and protect it. Do not let temporary temptations destroy what you have built. Live honestly, and always remember that love and responsibility are priceless values that you will never want to lose. The spirit you have denied. When we are young, we tend to live with personal desires, pursuing fame, money, and freedom. We sometimes forget something very important in life, our relationship with the divine, with God. When we are young and full of life, we are easily caught up in the pleasures, the fleeting joys, and the temptations around us, forgetting that there is a greater power that is always present in guiding us on the path of life. In fact, when you enter middle age or old age, you will begin to realize the truth that life is not only about material success or frivolous joys. At this point, you will see life in a completely different way. The passing years begin to make you realize that the most important thing is not what you achieve in the material world, but your relationship with spiritual values. But unfortunately, many people only realize this when it is too late. As you grow older, you will find yourself more mature. You will reflect on the past, on the mistakes and shortcomings in life. You will realize that a relationship with God, with the divine, is not something to be sought only when you are facing old age or difficulties in life. By the time you realize it, it may be too late to turn back. Life cannot be restarted, and you cannot change past decisions. A relationship with God or any divine being is not something to be sought only when you are in trouble, when you are old, when you are depressed, or when you feel lonely. We should not only seek God when life becomes empty and there is nothing left to cling to. Know God when you are young, when you are still energetic and enthusiastic. Do not let life pass by too quickly, so that when you face old age, you rush to seek salvation. When you are young, you can build a solid future with God. A strong relationship with the divine will be a great source of motivation to help you overcome the challenges of life. Instead of chasing after temptations and short-term goals, take time to nurture your soul, find serenity and peace in your relationship with God. This will help you become a mature person, more aware and understanding of life, as well as make wiser decisions throughout your journey. Life is not only about what you achieve in the material world but also about finding deep meaning in your soul. Once you build a deep relationship with God from a young age, you will have a solid foundation to face all the difficulties in life. This relationship will not only give you more strength to overcome challenges, but also help you find a clearer meaning and purpose in life. The truth is, if you only turn to God when you feel lost, when you have suffered a major setback, or when you are faced with the harsh gaze of aging, you will not be able to fully appreciate the power of faith. Time is something that cannot be regained, and missing the opportunity to explore this spiritual relationship during your younger years can leave you with regrets in the future. We should not let life pass us by without seeking something deeply meaningful. Remember, a relationship with the divine is not a choice but an active search. Open your heart to faith, acceptance, and love. Don't let indifference and temporary goals deprive you of the opportunity to have a meaningful life. God is not just a savior when you are in trouble, but a companion throughout your life. While you are young, take the time to build that relationship, so that when you face life's challenges, you will not feel alone or lost. The most important thing you need to realize is that you should not let your younger years pass by without seeking a deep relationship with God. This relationship will be the source of motivation, comfort, and foundation for you to live a meaningful, fulfilling, and worthwhile life. Do not wait until you are old, when the opportunity has passed, when you no longer have the strength to change. Build your future with God now, while you still have the time and strength, so that you can live a life without regrets. Your body is ruining. We all have only one body to live with for the rest of our lives. It is the most precious asset we possess, but not everyone realizes its importance from a young age. In our younger years, when we have a lot of energy and health, we sometimes tend to neglect taking care of ourselves. We may become addicted to cigarettes, abuse alcohol, or consume unhealthy foods without thinking about the long-term consequences. These habits, although they may bring temporary comfort, are seriously harmful to our health. Cigarettes, for example, may make you feel relaxed and reduce stress temporarily, but in the long run it will destroy your lungs, cause cardiovascular diseases and cancer. Alcohol, although sometimes a part of fun, if abused will damage the liver, affect the nerves and even increase the risk of cancer. Unhealthy foods, full of fat, sugar and preservatives, will gradually weaken the immune system, causing obesity and many other diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure. When you are young, your body can withstand these negative effects, but that is only temporary. If you do not change your lifestyle, your body will begin to show signs of damage as you age. Over time, the body is no longer as young and healthy as before. At the age of 50, you can see the obvious consequences of unhealthy habits in the past. Your weight increases uncontrollably, back pain, joint pain begin to appear, and you feel a lack of energy in work and life. Lifestyle-related diseases, such as heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, begin to attack you. That is when you will realize that these damages can be avoided if you know how to take care of your body from a young age. As you age, you will regret the years you didn't take care of yourself. You will wish you had started exercising earlier, eaten healthier, quit smoking, and cut down on alcohol. But by the time you realize this, it may be too late to do anything about it. The damage to your body has already been done and cannot be fully reversed. While you can change your habits and take care of your health now, the effects of years of neglect will still affect you. The conditions you have may not go away completely, and you will face health problems for the rest of your life. This can reduce your quality of life, preventing you from enjoying your later years as much as you would like. Taking care of your body is not just about avoiding disease, but about creating a full and healthy life. Health is a valuable asset that you can invest in today. Maintaining a reasonable diet, exercising regularly, and avoiding bad habits will help you maintain a healthy and energetic body. If you are young, start now. Don't wait until you are middle-aged and realize your mistakes. Change your lifestyle habits, starting with small steps like reducing fast food, drinking enough water, walking or exercising regularly. These changes will help you maintain long-term health and feel confident and energetic throughout your life. Don't let your younger years pass by without taking care of your body. Time waits for no one, and neither does your body. Start now to have a healthy body and a more fulfilling life in the future. When you look back, you will feel grateful for the right decisions you made for your health. Wasting time. In our young lives, we don't know what to do with the future and often worry about things that haven't happened yet. We spend too much time thinking about failures, fearing the unknown, and missing out on opportunities to grow ourselves. We worry about what others think of us, about decisions that will affect our future. But this only makes us tired and unmotivated. If you continue to live in anxiety, you will never find joy in life. In addition, time can also be wasted in the wrong relationships. Maybe you have fallen into unhealthy relationships, hurt others, or even yourself, but continue to let these relationships last just because you are afraid of change or lack the courage to leave. Such relationships not only waste your time, but also make you lose valuable opportunities and mental health. The time you waste on relationships that don't deserve you will never come back. Another factor that makes us waste time is laziness. Many of us choose ease over challenge. We may procrastinate on important things, do superficial work, and not give our best. Instead of taking on new projects, developing skills, or improving ourselves, we choose to stay in our comfort zone. Don't let laziness be the reason why you miss out on great opportunities in life. When you're young, everyone has their own dreams and talents. You may have a passion for music, painting, writing, sports, or any field that interests you. But are you really pursuing those dreams? Are you taking advantage of your hidden talents to develop? You may have given up on your dreams because of lack of confidence, initial failures, or thinking that your dreams are too big for your current ability. However, if you give up on your dreams, when you look back, you will see that your friends who have persistently pursued their passions have achieved the success you once dreamed of. And you will wonder, if I had persisted more, would it have been me? Don't let your dreams be just fairy tales. Pursue your passion, no matter how difficult the path is. If you love something, spend time and effort to develop it. Don't waste your precious years just for temporary reasons. If you don't want to regret the time you wasted when you are old, start taking action now. Don't let any day go by without doing something meaningful. You may not be able to change the past, but you can create your future starting today. Your name has ruined your honor. When we are young, we sometimes fail to realize that every action we take contributes to the legacy we leave behind in the world. Name, reputation, and honor are not things you can easily regain once they are lost. Everything you do today will become part of your life, and when you look back in the future, you will wonder what you have really done to protect and enhance your reputation. Your legacy is not the things you leave behind, but the actions, words, and impact you have made in this life. Every day, you are writing your own biography. Small decisions like how you treat others, how you build relationships, and what you contribute to society all affect how others see you. If you have acted rashly, disappointed others, or damaged your reputation, you will not be able to easily erase that stain. When you look back, you may regret the loss of valuable values, and the shame will follow you for the rest of your life. Live your life in a way that leaves a positive mark. Do not let careless decisions or negative attitudes in the past affect your future and the name you carry. Leave a legacy that you can look back on with pride. Assets you spent. When you are young, many people tend to spend money without control. You earn a good amount of money and tend to use it for short-term pleasures, unnecessary purchases, or to satisfy temporary consumer needs. However, if you do not have a long-term financial plan and do not learn how to invest wisely, you will find yourself in a difficult situation when you are old. Indiscriminate spending may make you feel comfortable in the short term, but it will have long-term consequences. When you look back, you will see that instead of using your assets to invest in the future, you spent money on things that do not bring long-term value. Do not wait until you are old to realize that you have nothing to protect your finances for old age, and face the regret of not investing in better opportunities. Make your wealth work for you, instead of just spending it, and make sure you leave some money for your loved ones when you are gone. Don't wait until it's too late to realize, I wish I knew better. Lost love. Love is one of the most precious things in life, and when you find someone who truly loves you, don't let them go for the wrong reasons. Sometimes, we miss out on true love because of selfishness, distrust, or disrespect for our partner. When you push someone who loves you out of your life, you may never find another person like that again, and this will be a deep regret when you are old. Love is not easy to find and keep. If you are lucky enough to have a great partner, cherish and nurture that relationship. Don't let small problems or ignorance make you miss out on true love. When you're older, you can look back and ask yourself, what if I had stayed with that person? Don't let this regret become a pain that haunts you in your later years. When we were young, we probably all had times when we didn't understand what our parents did or said. They may have been strict, and you may have felt that they didn't understand what you were going through. You may even think that they were old-fashioned, and out of touch with what you thought was important. However, these are common thoughts of youth, and they can make you look down on the people who raised and cared for you throughout your life. But as you grow up, you will realize that your parents are not only the people who grew up with you, but also the people who endured many challenges to help you have the opportunities you have. Their harshness is not criticism, but their way of loving you in a very special way, sometimes you may not realize when you are young. They want you to learn patience, the value of hard work and respect for others. These things may not be appreciated by you now, but when you have children and experience life, you will understand why your parents are always worried and want you to be better. Do not let conflicts or differences in opinions between you and your parents become a reason to create a huge gap between the two generations. This relationship is extremely important and worth cherishing. When your parents get older, you will realize that time cannot be turned back and the opportunities to make peace or get closer to them will not last forever. Do not wait until your parents pass away to realize that it is too late to mend the relationships you took for granted. When you can make up, do it. Don't let unnecessary conflicts become a barrier between you and the people who have devoted their lives to loving and caring for you. Time flies, and the years you have with your parents will not last forever. Take the time to understand and love them, because as you grow older, you will see more and more how invaluable they are in your life. Life is a challenging journey, and the decisions we make when we are young can have a profound impact on our future. Regrets about relationships, opportunities, or wrong choices will follow you into your later years, and sometimes, they are irreparable. Through each story, we see that there is nothing more precious than making the right choices in love, in work, and in relationships with loved ones. We cannot change the past, but we can learn from our mistakes and decide to change so that we do not live with regrets. Love, loyalty, taking care of our bodies, and respecting our parents are important values that we should cherish from a young age. Time is something that cannot be regained, so take advantage of every moment to do meaningful things and create a good future. Don't wait until you're old to realize you've missed opportunities, precious relationships, or dreams you haven't pursued. Live a full, meaningful life, and don't forget the values you want to leave behind for the next generation. Finally, don't let life pass you by indifferently or in vain. We can't change the past, but we can create a brighter future, starting today. Learn from your regrets, cherish the people who love you, and live a life you can look back on with pride without regretting the things you didn't do.